Breaking news! Chuck Schumer is in full-blown panic mode as the deep state's dirty secrets start coming to light. A bombshell FBI investigation has just been launched into former FBI Director James Comey's alleged illegal surveillance of Donald Trump's 2016 campaign, and the political fallout is shaking Washington to its core. For years, the intelligence establishment has operated with zero accountability, but now the tide is turning. Schumer once warned that taking on the deep state was dangerous because they have 6 ways from Sunday to retaliate. But what happens when the people fight back? Stay tuned, because this could change everything.
This is big. Under the leadership of new FBI Director Kash Patel and Deputy Director Dan Bongino, the Bureau has reportedly launched an investigation into the agency's plan to infiltrate President Trump's first campaign using 2 female undercover agents. The Washington Times reporting that the program was launched in 2015 by then FBI Director James Comey. The honeypot scheme was actually kept off the books, and according to a whistleblower, Comey's investigation was separate from Crossfire Hurricane. You, of course, know that as the FBI's operation that looked into allegations Trump's campaign colluded with Russia. A whistleblower disclosure says, quote, "The case had no predicated foundation, so Comey personally directed the investigation without creating an official case file in Sentinel or any other FBI system. The FBI has multiple methods of protecting highly sensitive investigations, so Comey did not have a legitimate reason not to officially create an official investigation file or have a file number." FBI leaders are reportedly looking for those once undercover agents who are said to have infiltrated the Trump campaign.
Now, folks, let me tell you, things are looking worse than ever for James Comey. Not only did he weaponize the FBI against Donald Trump's 2016 campaign and his presidency in 2017, but he also lied under oath about it. The evidence is stacking up, and the walls are closing in.
Do you stand by your House testimony of March 20th that there was no surveillance of the Trump campaign that you're aware of?
Correct.
You would know about it if there were, is that correct?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
All right, now I know you're all thinking, how do we know for sure that James Comey was lying about spying on Trump? Well, here's the insane part. Once he thought he'd gotten away with it, he started admitting to everything publicly. He acted as if he was above the law, completely untouchable. And guess what? We have video proof of him openly confessing to these actions. But before we get into that, if you enjoy hard-hitting news that cuts through the mainstream narrative, make sure to subscribe. It really helps in the ongoing battle against the YouTube algorithm. Now, take a look at this shocking footage of Comey admitting to spying on Trump's 2016 campaign.
So you said it's not spying. Why do you think Attorney General Barr used the word spying, which is obviously a word that the president has used as well?
I can't explain it. I mean, the only explanation I can think of is he used it because the president uses it, which is really disappointing. He knows better than that and knows that the FBI conducts electronic surveillance by going to federal judges and getting warrants based on probable cause.
But sending an investigator undercover to meet with somebody who is connected to the campaign, they claimed he was later on just a coffee boy. That is an extreme step, no?
No, it's a reasonable...
Did you catch that? Apparently, it's totally reasonable to send undercover FBI agents to spy on a presidential campaign without a shred of probable cause. But wait, it gets even worse. In this next clip, James Comey doesn't just admit to spying on Trump's campaign. He outright confesses to sending undercover FBI agents directly into Trump's White House. Let that sink in.
You look at this White House now, and it's hard to imagine 2 FBI agents ending up in the same room. How did that happen?
I sent them. Something I probably wouldn't have done or maybe gotten away with in a more organized investigation, a more organized administration, in the George W. Bush administration, for example, or the Obama administration. In both of those administrations, there was process. And so if the FBI wanted to send agents into the White House itself to interview a senior official, you would work through the White House counsel, and there'd be discussions and approvals, and who would be there. And I thought it's early enough. Let's just send a couple guys over.
Now, folks, you know what really ticks me off? James Comey has absolutely zero shame about any of this. It's almost as if he's bragging about what he did, weaponizing the FBI against Trump, spying on his campaign, and thinking he could get away with it scot-free. The moment he believed he was untouchable, he started openly admitting everything, flaunting his abuse of power like it was no big deal. But guess what? That didn't exactly go as planned, did it? Because now, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino have launched an investigation, and Comey's past is coming back to haunt him. And here's where it gets really interesting. Just a few months ago, as Trump's 2024 victory started looking inevitable, Comey began to realize that his days as a free man might be numbered. Suddenly, the guy who thought he was above the law was running to the mainstream media, desperately warning people against voting for Trump, almost as if he knows what's coming. Take a look at this.
You said that Trump poses a near existential threat to the rule of law. And this is something, similar language that I hear privately from national security officials, some people you and I both know, who will say this privately about what a second term could mean. But tell me a little bit about the specifics of what he could try to do. What do you mean by that?
Well, think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. He could order the investigation and prosecution of individuals who he sees as enemies. I'm sure I'm on the enemies list. Because the president constitutionally does oversee the executive branch entirely, which includes the Department of Justice, prosecutors and investigators. And so he could direct that individuals be pursued.
Well, guess what? That's exactly what's happening right now. Kash Patel's FBI is officially going after James Comey, and honestly, it's about time. For decades, these deep state operatives within our federal government and intelligence agencies have acted with absolute impunity, using their power to serve political agendas instead of the American people. But now, finally, we're seeing the first steps toward real accountability. And if you think this is just speculation, think again. Even Chuck Schumer himself has admitted how powerful and vindictive the intelligence community can be. Don't take my word for it. Just listen to what he recently had to say about all of this.
Take on the intelligence community. They have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
What do you think the intelligence community would do if they were motivated?
I don't know, but from what I am told, they are very upset with how he has treated them and talked about them.
Folks, how twisted is that? If you dare to challenge the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday to come after you. And right now, they are furious with President Trump. This is exactly why it is critical that Trump drains the Washington, D.C. swamp once and for all. This corrupt, unelected deep state machine has operated unchecked for far too long, and that entire dynamic needs to end. But here's the good news. It finally is. And it all starts with James Comey. One by one, these agenda-driven, power-hungry swamp creatures are getting exposed and removed, making way for leaders who actually respect the rule of law and put the American people first. So as we like to say, we really are making this country great again, one swamp beast at a time.
Mr. Durham, did you see evidence of collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign in 2016? No. So the American public that has been told this hoax for years, it was just that, a hoax. Is that correct?
Our investigation showed that there were a lot of failures in the FBI and how they did this investigation that did not disclose or reveal information or evidence concerning any conspiracy or collusion between Mr. Trump and Russian authorities.
The president today praised the New York Times for a front-page story, as he notes, that there was an undercover FBI investigator who met with a Trump campaign official, George Papadopoulos. The president views this as spying. The Attorney General says this is being looked at. Do you think the Justice Department Inspector General will find anything inappropriate on the part of the FBI or the U.S. intelligence community as far as this is concerned?
Well, I don't know, but I will say...
is it spying?
Well, yeah, I guess it meets the dictionary definition of spy.
If it weren't for President Obama, we might not have done the intelligence community assessment that we did that set off a whole sequence of events which are still unfolding today, notably Special Counsel Mueller's investigation. President Obama is responsible for that.
Let's sum it up. Vice President Biden and President Obama knew about it. Hillary fabricated it. The FBI orchestrated it, and the media sold it.